Up, sweet. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the fourth episode of Streamline Podcast featuring me, NarikChase. And in this one, I want to go ahead and talk about one of my favorite video game franchises, which is the Darkstalkers. And I want to know just basically why in the hell Capcom has not stepped this game up and actually done something with this series in the most recent years. Now, look, I know the most recent one was Resurrection. It came out in 2013, but the problem with that one is they did really absolutely really nothing for it in a lot of ways. Although they did introduce new elements with the replay and the spectator and the online, like those right there were pretty good. They were pretty great, but this, nowadays the fighting games, especially the ones that have come from back in the day, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, they have all evolved into new, more stylish, just great looking games. The combat is actually pretty solid. It be intense. It's impactful. Just extremely well done. Some more fast paced, such as Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter. And then you got some a little bit more slow, more realistic, such as Mortal Kombat and Tekken. And it just goes back to the question of why in the hell has Capcom not done anything with the Darkstalkers franchise at this point? Now, I've played the games and I've enjoyed them. I haven't played all of them. I don't have all of them in my catalog, but most of the game series that I like, the fighting game series that I like that, I don't have all the games. Mortal Kombat, I probably got like four of them, but I have played a couple of them. Same thing with the rest of them. But I like the direction that they went with with these older titles and how they're constantly just putting out new great content. Except for Street Fighter, because Street Fighter is kind of pretty much the same. It just looks better, and the mechanics kind of play a little bit more refined each game. And also with Tekken, I wish they'd do a little bit more of the story with, I don't know, the other 20 something characters rather than the whole Shibuya, whatever the hell they family is. But anyways, I want to go ahead and talk about Darkstalkers, what they should do with the reboot, where they should take the next game, new things they should put into it that I think will make it pretty successful. Now, one thing I do want to see them that it's a must at this point. Even though people that are fans of the series enjoy it, it's a must at this very point. They need to up the graphics. Do like they did with Street Fighter. Keep the 2D platform if they're gonna go with that, but they can also do like they did with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, with Street Fighter 5. Keep the 2D platform. Make the characters the 3D ish animation style, and have the background have the 2D slash 3D thing going about it, which makes it looks pretty cool. And it would be pretty cool to actually see the environments look a bit more active. I mean, they got some pretty cool environments. What's the one environment where they had the really big baby with the really demonic baby in the background? Like that one was pretty cool, but how would that? I mean, how much creepier would that look if it actually be in 3D? We need to go ahead and do something with that, because I think it'll actually be an awesome and pretty good addition. HD up the graphics, and when you're going HD these graphics up, and I mean do it right, because another game that I played that I was a fan of them. There was a big jump. They had them back in the old days. It was pretty popular, and then there was like really no games. There was a big jump, like 20 years, 10 to 15 years. Was the Killer Instinct graphics, the sound, the music, the voice performances, just everything about it just looks and feels great. And it also has that fast paced, chaotic fighting style that games like this generally did have back then. And I think if they implement those same graphics into this, it'll be just fantastic. All the characters need their own intros and outros, and multiple ones. Doing just crazy stuff or doing something with the moves, like with the werewolf guy, he can howl at the moon or something like that. Or with the Felicia, maybe she just lick the back of her paw. You know, some stuff that you've seen off. I think she did that on Marvel vs. Capcom 3 actually. Yeah, but all the characters, like with the HD, with the visuals and everything, they do need their own intros. They do need their own outros. Also, this game must have cinematics. No more steals. No more of the little thing where it's like it's a character right there talking and the words kind of come up. None of that. 2018 at this point, all them characters need to have their own cinematic sequences, fighting, talking, traveling, something to help flesh out the world that is the Darkstalkers. There's no reason at this point that they don't implement new graphics with cinematics and intros for these freaking characters. And even when it comes to like the ending sequences, I don't want it to be no scrolls telling us what happened. I don't want it to be no picture stills telling us what happened. I want it to be full on HD, just cinematics where you get a little, I don't care if it's a 3-minute movie, but give us that. We need to see that at this point. There's no reason that Capcom ain't taking it there at this point. No, there's no reason. So the HD graphics, both in-game cinematic, need to be on point. Also, I kind of would like to see a really cool game intro, because we see the one that I have on my PSP. I think I got like 3 of them on PSP. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's the third one. I think it was the third one, where it's like it has the wallpaper and it's like flashing fade of the wallpaper. Like, no, show us. In fact, this is what I would like to see in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. As much as that game sucked on a lot of levels, one of the best things I can't get to it is the intro, where you have the Marvel characters fighting the Capcom characters. And the presentation, the music, the setup of it was just awesome. Do that with the Darkstalkers. Do it. Do it. They need to definitely do it. And I think at this point, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 brought out the best of what Darkstalkers can offer. Because Felicia was awesome in the game, Morrigan was awesome in the game, and there's literally no reason why they, and all the characters, the few characters that was in the game from Darkstalkers, they were pretty cool characters. But the visuals need to be updated a lot. Also, we need more characters. We can't keep playing with the same old characters. Yes, there's some interesting characters. Some do feel like you got Morrigan, but then you got the little other vampire succubus girl, and I think the bee queen girl. I think she also had somebody that was kind of like a copycat of her a little bit. But like, we don't need that. We need new characters. I like the characters that we do have. They're pretty cool. They're pretty interesting. They're fun. I like how diverse they are. Need new characters. And I know they're not going to do this because this is not the formula that we're doing nowadays. But make it to where characters are unlockable. If you want to create new characters or bring back some old characters, fine, do the whole DLC thing. But come on now, put it to where at least there's a challenge in unlocking certain characters to help make the gameplay more, replayable. Keep the replay value up. That was one of the best things about the original games that is sorely lacking now. But yeah, there should be new characters. A lot more new characters. Also, I'm one of those guys, like, we need more modes. Most of the time you're playing it, it's either challenge or it's going to be like an arcade mode. No, we don't need to be doing any more of that. Yeah, we can have that, but it should not be like the bulk of the game. I'm going back to Mortal Kombat because Mortal Kombat did this in the best. I guess you could say Tekken did it too, but I like Mortal Kombat. Tekken and Dead or Alive did it too, but I think I like Mortal Kombat's better because they actually had Mortal Kombat Injustice because they actually had gripping stories, and they did a great job of showing the best of like all of their characters for the most part. They need to implement an actual story in this game, actual story mode. Make it 12 chapters. Each chapter, you get to play with a different character and see what's going on from their perspective, while also adding that to, like, the overall thing. Okay, if one guy's planning to take over the world, some of the people are going to be against him, some of the people are going to be with him. There's going to be some clashes. Naturally, there's going to be some motivations. There's going to be some scheming, that planning, alliances. Like, that needs to be explored, because these games ain't never explored these characters in that way, and we need to see these characters actually with their. I want to see these characters with personality. Yes, is they're. I mean, yes, they're like a very, very like strange characters, because they're all of these weird creatures, but that don't mean they can't have lives. That don't mean they can't have motivations. That don't mean they can't have like just like goals or personalities, And we definitely need to see that. Sure, really, the only person that you see that actually has any personality whatsoever in any of the games is Morgan and Felicia. And of course, Felicia, she's that like kitty, playful, seductive look that you get, and then of course you got Morgan, who's got that seductive, serious look, and that's pretty much it. No, we need to get the backstory, these story on these characters, what they're doing with their lives, how they're all actually fitting into this all together. Need that story mode. Quit playing around. Arcade mode, fine, bring that back. Everybody loves the arcade mode, but let's give the people an alternative that actually got content in it, and it actually shows you actually give a damn about your product, because you actually took the time out to actually do it. And it's not like this thing doesn't have an anime, so you can't come up with your own freaking story, but hey, what do I know? Also, the spectator mode, that's a great idea. Any fighting game definitely deserves a spectator mode. Also, a replay mode, definitely. That is something that every freaking fighting game, as of this point, definitely needs. A replay mode where you can watch the battles. A spectator mode for if you're online or something and you want to watch other people battle. Fine. I'm all with that. Versus mode, of course. Online, competitive. Yes, that's a must. I would like to say, and I take inspiration from both the Marvel vs. Capcom video games, as well, as the Tekken and Mortal Kombat. I would like to see tag teams. You know what I mean? Have it to where you playing the game, and then you can tag another character in. And because me and my girl was playing Mortal Kombat, and we was playing cooperatively as tag teams, and it was pretty challenging. We got a butt kick, but that was fun. That allowed for a lot of like connecting. I think that'll be an awesome idea too. That two people pick some of these monsters and tag team against a tower of paired up characters. That'll be awesome. Do that. Quit playing. Also, that'll kind of help with the help level out the competitiveness, because not everybody can get online and get to kicking butt like that. No, I'm one of those guys. Like, I could play the game on normal. I find that enjoyable and challenging enough, but I can't get online and I can't play it on hard because it'll kick my butt. Fine, but it'd be pretty cool to have people link up together to go on a tournament or something online. And that also help with like the spectator mode too, to make it more interesting, and the replay mode, it'll just keep it very interesting. It'll be a new element to help make these fights a bit more unpredictable, but also make it a little bit more fun too, because people have to rely on each other's skill, depending if they have skill or not. Also, challenge mode, time mode, practice mode, all of us gotta have those too. And like I said, generally just multiplayer. Now, as far as the tags, I would like it to be like a two-way thing. You can either tag somebody in so you can play with two potential characters, or you can use a character as a support, which I think is actually pretty cool and be a great direction for the series to go. Also, I want to see these characters have their special attacks and everything. Was just watching Street Fighter V gameplay, and just the special attacks that they have on there, and the way the camera is shot, and just how everything is set up with the presentation of how they do it, especially when it comes to like knocking off the last bit of health and how very intense it all looks and feels. There's no reason Capcom don't do the same thing for Darkstalkers. Have them have these unique special attacks that are just insane, that are just crazy, that flashy, but at the same time make them cool with the great cinematics that go along with it. I appreciate the art style for it, but like I said, even though like if Capcom can up their graphics, gameplay mechanics, and just generally everything, the sound and music and voice performances for Street Fighter, there's no reason they can't do the same thing with Darkstalkers. They need to do what NetherRealm Studios is doing. It seems like every two years, NetherRealm Studios has been putting out a Mortal Kombat game or they've been putting out an Injustice game. And if you go back and look at it, yes, that's what it's really been. Well, it was Mortal Kombat, then there was Injustice Gods Among Us. Then there was Mortal Kombat X, then there was Injustice 2. So, and there's a lot of people that are starting to get burned out on Street Fighter because, in essence, the games are always pretty much the same. Yes, you get some new characters. Yes, you get new looks. But there's always that same element. It's just the arcade mode, pretty much the online mode. There's just generally everything is pretty much the same in most of these games. So I think Darkstalkers would be a good idea for them to just kind of take the focus off Street Fighter a little bit. Let Street Fighter sit in the back on the bench for a little while and push some more of your known, more obscure franchises that you have, especially Darkstalkers, because I believe that this series definitely deserves a chance. So, and also unlockables. I already said unlockable characters, but at the same time, put unlockable skins, because that's one thing this game desperately needs. And I'm not talking about colors. I'm not talking about changing something white to blue, like actual cool skins. Like with the mummy guy, have him as a mummy, or then have him as like someone like a tattered corpse or something, or bloody wraps or something. Actually put forth the effort to change that up. The Felicia have different skin, fur colors and stuff, and add a little bit more to her character here and there. Morgan, same thing. Morgan's clone, same thing. The B chick, same thing. I really like this chick, but I keep forgetting her name. She's a ghost, and she can summon weapons and stuff. She's awesome. Do the same thing with her. You got this freaking, I'm messing up right now. You got the freaking werewolf guy right here. You got the fire guy, demon thing. So there's just a lot they can do with the unlockables. Also, for people that haven't followed the anime series or looked it up online, put some bios on here. Let us know who these characters are, where the hell they come from, and what they're doing here. Also make it to where you have like a library where you can see the cinematics. Like that'd be like a theater mode. That'd be pretty cool. And I would even go as far as to say this too, even though it's probably never going to happen because I'm a sucker for this. Put a character creation mode in it, or if not, put a character customization. I would prefer them put a character creation, take one of these models, I don't know, make 5 models, and make it to where a character can make their own ghost type of character, werewolf type of character, succubus, cat girl, just anything. Just give them that type of freedom. But I know for a game that's kind of this diverse, it's very hard to kind of actually do that. But maybe someone can implement a mechanic in the game to where the character creation would be something like this. Also, the customization, which would go back to like the skins and stuff. I think if a player wants to customize the character, fine, turn Felicia's hair red and then turn her fur or whatever green. Yeah, but I still say that when it comes to skins and costumes, they need to definitely have those and make them cool. Make them actually like you actually gave a damn about the characters. Make them more detailed and everything. Perhaps even have them have like buffs or boosts compare, for each one. Maybe you put this on, maybe you get slightly less damage, or maybe you put this one on, maybe it's slightly more damage. Or maybe you use this one, it helps build your energy up a little bit faster. There's just a lot of ways that this can go. Just so many different directions that they can go with a rebooting this series if they're going to decide to either continue it or reboot it. Me at this point, I'm like, reboot it. Do like Mortal Kombat did. Take the first 3 games, make a good story out the first 3 games, or most of the games or whatever, because all the ones I've really played, it was not really story based. So just take all that was going on in the first games and all the games or whatever, make a decent story mode, have it to where we could play all these awesome characters, interact with these great characters also. And I would also like to see multiple endings. Like if Morrigan is going to fight the Dracula guy, I keep forgetting his freaking name. They're like her rival. Like maybe in one ending he beats her. Hey, maybe in one ending she beats him. Maybe a new bad guy arises. Or just do something awesome with this. Actually give a damn about this, and it'll go far. People will buy it. It will be successful, and you can keep satisfying your customers, and who in turn will buy this from you. But that's all I wanted to say on this. I just want to talk about this. I like the Darkstalkers franchise, and I wanted to come back, and I wanted to do something great and be awesome. So, guys, in the comment section below, let us know, what do you think about the Darkstalkers franchise? Can it make a comeback if Capcom gave a damn? And also, what would you like to see? Because I've already said everything. I did forget to say music and voice performances, but that is a must, and it is a given. So, without further ado, into the next episode of Streamline, I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace out.